All right, guys, good morning. Sorry for the late start. Uh, as you can see here, MBY ripping really hard. I did make a profit off of this. This is why I'm late to the stream. I actually got in this at the break of the triangle back here in pre-market at 155. I sold half of my position at this 175 area, and then I continued to hold, and then at market open I had to scale out, but I haven't even done my hair yet. You can see it's not even brushed or anything, so that kind of put me a little behind. I wasn't expecting to really get into anything that quick, but when I see these triangles in pre-market and they're starting to break, I usually get into it. But I sold the last I sold 10 shares through this part of the rip, and then another 10, and then I locked the last bit out around $2 up here. I didn't hold for the rest of this. CLSAK up to 13 today. You called that one. That was a good call out, One Life. Called that out yesterday in the Facebook group. Well, BDR is, I think I said MBY, but BDR is ripping hard here. All the way up to 265 so far. Let me hit the scan real quick, see if there's anything I'm missing. Let's see, MBY. Whoops. CHFS has popped up in that. What? Okay. And then CLSK. So I still have funds to trade. I only got 100 shares of this in pre-market, so I really don't like to go big in pre-market. So sketchy to get in and out. But this trade did work out. I made a small profit, $27. I definitely didn't expect it to keep ripping as hard as it has so far, though, but very nice. Let's see what else we got going on. Okay, Thinkorswim, you gonna do this again? You gonna do this again, really? We're gonna do it again today? Yep, there it goes. Okay. AASE selling off. TLGT, I'm gonna take that off. Looks terrible. CHFS popping up a little bit. So on with TOS, you have to change your TIF. If you don't have the TIF in, go to your settings right here and add TIF, and I put it in my first line, and then you change TIF to GTC EXT. And then in pre-market, you can only trade with limit orders. You can't use market orders. You can't use stop losses. You can only buy and sell with limit orders. So what I do is I just use the AT ladder. So, but the TIF part is the most important part. You have to have TIF on GTC EXT. That's the only way it'll work. And that's pretty much it. But that's why I don't like going very big in pre-market, because you're having to use limit orders. And I just use the AT ladder because, like I said yesterday, fumbling around with a box, with the little trade box, is not fun, especially in pre-market. So I just use the AT ladder and try to have price targets. So like on BDR, reason I locked 50 out at 175 was because right across here through this area was a lot of resistance. So I locked half of it out because you never know what's going to happen after market open. Then it did have a little sell off. I held the last little bit into market open. Wow, this is halted at 3. What a rip. Very nice rip here. But yeah. Definitely was not expecting that big of a rip. But, you know, that's how it goes. But, yeah, like I said, I locked half of it out there, and then I scaled out the rest of the way up to $2. Didn't think it was going to break over 2, but it sure has. Thinkorswim's a little choppy this morning still, looks like. There it goes. Yeah, CLSK, nice. One Life called that out. They're going to be up to 13 a day. Very nice. Other than BDR, I don't really see much else going on. MBY looks ugly. No PR, which I don't think BDR has any PR either. No, BDR doesn't have any PR. This was strictly a pattern play, and it just got hype. Unless there's something I'm not aware of, but it was. The other thing is this daily chart. It opened up, and it was above all indicators. I mean, it's above everything. You look at the chart. The whole chart's way down here under $1. So it's the first time the stock had got over $1. And then it held $1, so you get all this extra move. See when the last time this was over $1. See how long ago that was. So back in 2019 was the last time this was over $1. It got halted right at $3, which is going to be some resistance. You can draw a line right across through here on tops of all these candles, so I would expect a pullback. I mean, I would expect a pullback even if that wasn't resistance, because this did just run, you know, $1.50. It's a cheap stock. See, AES, I think, had a viewership record, so they had a bunch of live views. Company record of live views, esports company. Keep an eye on Watt here. Watt is in this little resistance area. If it can break that 430 area, it's got room to move all the way up, at least to that pre-market high of 482, maybe even 460. Got to break that resistance. Slowly building up here. It's kind of a double bottom too. It's definitely got selling pressure in this area it's at the moment. Nice job, Epic. Nice job nailing BDR. It's a BDR unhalted. Ooh, straight up out of that halt, too. I'm not touching that anymore. This is going to have a pullback eventually. I don't know when, but eventually it's going to have a pullback. Keep an eye on Watt here for a few minutes. Because if it is going to break out, it's got to break out here very, very soon. I'm just looking for the volume to come in at 430, see if this is going to break. And I just haven't seen it yet, the buying volume. This candle's fixing to close. BDR hitting a new high at 380. It's trying to hold up at the moment. So Watt sold off a little bit there at the end. This 425 area is still holding up as some resistance. I actually have a little triangle forming too on Watt here. AVCO. AVCO is starting to pop up some. Commercialized partnership. But it still is in the downtrend at the moment. Still under that 9. There's a possibility there. I just want to keep an eye on Watt for just a few more minutes. Because if it's going to break out, it's going to do it in the next couple of minutes. Your downtrend's kind of right there. Maybe. So there's some resistance at 193, so it's actually probably a little bit higher of a downtrend. So we got 2 minutes. No, that's where the downtrend is. There's a lot of resistance at 190. There it goes. This AVC starting to break this downtrend. Probably gonna run into $2 resistance though. Still getting held up by the downtrend a little bit. See how Watt's looking real quick. Yeah, Watt getting squeezed tight in this little triangle. I'm going on Watt. It's starting to break here. See if it can break through that 430. It could still get held up there. It needs to break that 430 area to really start moving, but it's starting to pop out of this little triangle. Damn, I got filled up pretty high on that 429. There we go. Starting to pop. Here we go. Starting to pop over 430. We're going to run into 440. Oh, popping over 440. Oh, yeah, we're running into that 440. There it goes. See if we can get through 450. If we get through 450, 456, then we should see close to that pre-market high. Getting held up at that 440 though. It may not. Maybe. Let's see if it can break back through that. Getting held up right. There it goes. Breaking back over 440. It's struggling right across here. That 440 area. I'm not going to take profit yet. It's just starting. I mean, there's not a lot of selling pressure on this yet. I want to try to give it a shot here to get going. Because it is trying to hold up this 440 area. Trying to. Nice job, Epic. Nice in and out quick. I'm gonna hold a little bit longer. I've only got 50 shares. I was expecting a little bit more of a rip than this so far. So I'm trying to give it a shot. I'm trying to give it a chance here to make a move. It's kind of flagging here on the 1 minute. A little bit of selling still at 441. A little bit of selling pressure in this area for sure. Here we go. Let's see what 450 looks like. Let's try. This is the slowest, littlest breakout on this stock right now. It's just taking its damn time. I don't like that. Much rather it rip than this little tiny rip. Now it's starting to come back down. See if 440 can hold. I want that 440 area to hold. Nah, that didn't hold. Oh, okay, maybe it did. I don't like that. It's testing that 440. This candle's got 7 minutes to close. I really want to see this candle close over at 440. And then new buyers come in seeing that 440 is holding that support. That don't look like that's going to happen. No, it closed right at 440. Ooh, there we go. The big buyer just came in at 441. That's what I was looking for to happen. Now, see if the buyers keep coming in and push this up or not. Keeps trying to hold 440, but it needs to stop testing 440 and start testing 450 resistance. See, none of this I thought would be that much resistance because this there's really nothing. Yeah, there's really nothing in here other than this candle at 456 and this candle at 440. I really wasn't expecting this to be this much resistance through here. It's not like there's any more back on the chart anywhere either. But it sure is struggling in these areas. Getting another little triangle on the 1 minute. Getting squeezed. This could go either way. This could drop back down just as easy because it is getting squeezed. There is a lot of selling pressure on it in this area. Did you just go in and go out that quick? What you gotta give it a second. Gotta give it a little time to wiggle around. I mean, it still may not pop out. I mean, that was a nice little pop up there at the end of this 1 minute. It's really hard to say right now until it breaks over 450. But it hasn't even tested 450 yet. That's my biggest concern is it's not even tested that 450 area. It's gotten close, but hasn't quite got there yet. So, I mean, if it breaks out of this and then it runs into resistance at 450, it may do this whole dance again right here. Okay, so see, we got resistance at 449, so it's definitely going to be some at 450 through 449. Okay, now we're through 450. There we go. Now let's see if we can start holding 450 or if this is going to start ripping up. Because now, I mean, at this point, we got room all the way up to 482. 475 might be some resistance. Unless 450 doesn't hold. Oh, 450 is not holding that support yet. Still acting as resistance. So what is being very cheeky? So we're back down to that 440 again. We got up there, tested 450, popped over for a second, but no new buying volume came in to push it up even more. AVCO I see is almost up to $2, so good call out there. Who was that, Brian? Good call out there on AVCO. I was just expecting much more of a rip out of Watt here. Because Watt can rip. I mean, there's a big candle here from 229 all the way up to 375. This candle's 289 up to 369. The candle a day ago, 330 up to $4. Like, Watt can rip. It's just really got some selling pressure. But okay, I didn't realize though. I didn't realize that was the high of the year. We just ran into the high of the year at that. We broke over 430. I mean, we're above the high of the year, so made a new high of year. So that's probably what the selling pressure is about. And just hitting new highs. We also haven't had a candle over 1 million in volume yet. If we could get a big 1 million in volume candle, then this could get in buying volume, and that could really push it. See if we can hold the. No, it's not going to hold the bottom of that. So 440 has got to hold as support one more time. It's trying to. This candle's got a minute to close on the 5 minute. Let me spread this open a little bit. Yeah, we want this candle to close above 440. Worst case, 437. I don't like that sell-off. That's a pretty decent sized sell-off there. Now this 430 area absolutely has to hold up as support. If it starts dropping below that 430 area, then this is going to be done. So it's trying to bounce off the 9. That's what we want to see. Well, bounce off the 9 and this 430 support. See on the 1 minute, that's exactly where it hit at. I think I'm gonna put a stop loss in just to keep me honest. Yeah, I'm gonna put a stop loss in right under 430. Let's put it in there. Well, actually, let's see. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna let Watt try to figure out what it's gonna do. Maybe a bit of a slow climber. Let's see what else is going on. BDR. Looks like is that halted? Or is Thinkorswim acting crazy? I can't tell. See AVCO. So did break that little downtrend and got a nice little move up to 2, but like I said, it ran right into that $2, got held up there. That was my only concern about it. It was going to run right into resistance. See, AESE is just broke over its downtrend. So you could possibly look for a play there. See Watt coming back down a little bit. BOXL's not doing nothing. Looks ugly. MNPR looks ugly. CHFS looks ugly. Yeah, so that looks pretty good. Watt needs to break this downtrend it's on the 1 minute, so it needs to get back above 440 soon. If not, it's going to keep following that downtrend down. See what I'm saying? It's following that downtrend on the 1 minute. I was going to test 430 again. This is gonna crack the 9 if it doesn't come off of 430. It's gotta start going back towards 440 like right now. In the next minute or two. Because this looks like a descending triangle at the support level, which usually results in a bloop, a drop down. Okay, now it's starting to break over the downtrend a little bit. Still needs to get over 440 though. And see 440 still acting as resistance. Level 2 stacking there. Just a little bit more buying. Come on, you can do it. Just push through that 440. Oh, there we go. A bunch of buyers just came through on the time and sales, and it took out all that resistance at 440. The bids aren't going up to 440 though. For some reason, they're staying at 439. There we go. Now we're getting bids at 440. Okay, good deal. So we can move that downtrend for now. Kind of got a trend line going on here with the 9. Let me take this little top of this triangle off here. Alright, starting to build back up to 450. So we need to see us get through 450 again. This has been a ride of consolidation. I know we definitely got resistance. It's actually at like 453. Look back on the max chart and see if we're running into, see, 449, yeah, there's a little resistance right through here, held up as support and then became new resistance in this 453 area, but that's still not that much. Yeah, it's still not. Bottoms, let's see, where's the bottoms of these candles? 480. Yeah, there's not that much resistance in this. The area that it's at, there's not that much resistance. This is crazy. It's getting held up this much. 437 is the bottom of that candle. Yeah, that's it. See if we do break 450. 482 ought to be some area. 470. I don't know. If it can get through all of this nonsense that's going through right through here, then it's got room with the 482 and then room with the 5. And then after 5 it's got some pretty decent room to move, but I don't know if it's going to go that high. Interesting. Starting to curl over a little bit on the 1 minute. If you're losing on your account, if you've blown up 2 accounts in the past 2 weeks, stop trading with such a big share size. Only trade with 1 or 2 shares until you get consistent enough, and then scale up from there. But if you're blowing up accounts, then the share size you're using is too much. Alright, these lines, we know 430's resistance. I want to take these lines out because there's too many lines. It's bothering me. See, we got 2 minutes on this candle. AVCO breaking over $2. Very nice. Actually got up to 212. ASE broke the downtrend but slowly dying off. BDR still halted, it looks like. That's a long halt. How many trades were you making? If you're only trading 1 or 2 shares a day, I mean, you should only be losing 25 cents to 50 cents a trade, maybe $1 a trade. So unless you only had $20 in your account, I don't see how you could have blew your account up trading 1 or 2 shares at a time. What I would recommend is I would start paper trading. If you're losing that much money trading with real money, then you're having some type of issue somewhere in your trading plan or strategy, or maybe no plan or strategy at all. It is causing you to lose this much, but it's something. So you need to go to paper trading and just paper trade for a while until you're consistent paper trading, then switch back over to real money and do $1 or $2. But now, if you're trading from India and you have commissions on your trades, then no, you shouldn't be trading 1 or 2 shares, because you're going to lose money every single time, because if you're paying commissions, you should only be trading 1 or 2 shares if you don't have commissions. Guys, I did not want to be in this trade this long. I really did not expect Watt to take this long to move as little as it has. Okay, if you're paying commissions and fees, then paper trade only, because you're not going to be able to trade 1 or 2 shares and make any money at all if you got to pay commissions and fees. So I would just stick to paper trading for now until you're consistent. I'm gonna go to sleep, guys. Y'all just spam the chat all crazy and wake me up when this does something besides slowly move up. It's getting squeezed though. It's either gonna pop here, gonna have another little pop leg up here soon, or it's gonna sell off. But these candles are getting tighter and tighter as it's going, just moving closer and closer up. All right, give me just a minute, guys. I'm gonna go take a quick breather because something is gonna happen soon on this stock, but probably in a few more minutes. So I'll be right back. So we're just riding up the trend line here and the 9 EMA. Yeah, Epic's making some really good points, really good information there. He's telling you. I understand it's frustrating. Trust me, when I started, like I still get frustrated after 6 years of trading. Sometimes you think something's just it's gonna break, and it just doesn't break. I'm already a little frustrated because of how long this is taking to do anything. But you know, there's no luck in the market. Ooh, so starting to crack that trend line a little bit. And this may be all what I had. See if he can pull back above that trend line or not. Yeah, there's definitely no luck. You just got to figure out what is going wrong. But just take everything that Epic said today. You know, just go about the rest of your day. Don't get too frustrated and stressed out about it. Just remember all this that he said. Maybe write it down, and then start trying to figure out what it is that you're doing wrong. You see, is BDR still halted? Yikes! This is an extremely long halt on BDR. This may be. Oh, it got halted with news pending. Interesting. Very interesting. No, AESE still slowly climbing up as well. CLSK slowly climbing. What looks like it may be done. Right on the 9 though. I'm going to go ahead and delete this trend line. Still building higher lows as long as it doesn't drop below 434. It may be an offering. You may be right. You may be right. People who got in right before that halt may be coming out of this halt to some sadness. It is very possible. Oof. Boy, if it's an offering. Yikes. That's going to be rough. Really losing volume on what? 2. Volume is really slowed off on this. At least for the time being. Let's see what else we got going on. Nothing there. RPT, a weird little climb. VVPR got a nice move today. $3 up to 415. Very nice move there, but very little volume. Same thing there. Nice move on this, but very little volume. It's a weird day. Let's see. Watt just dropped below 430. And I got stopped out there. $2 loss. So Watt not able to break out. Just a little breakout out of that original triangle. I mean, it was about 25 cents that you could have got there, but I was really expecting more out of you, Watt. Oh well. Oh well. Kind of some weird movements going on today with some stocks. The AVCO just started selling off too. Getting close to its little bottom support area there at 177. Let's take that off. AES is starting to move up. Let's see. 188 is some resistance. And 190. Starting to go to that 190. A lot of EMA resistance ahead of this though, because you're going to run into $2 resistance, which is going to be really strong because this $2 will support right across here. So you got strong resistance there. You got the 50-day at 207 and you got the 100-day at 226. So even if this does break over 2, it's got a lot of resistance. Pre-market high is at 217. This is a very big U shape though. What is it? NMTR? Yeah, it's not on my watch list because of how big the float is. It's over 100 million in float. It has made a nice move so far. Above all indicators, above all chart resistance. That float is just a little too high for me. Ooh, big gap to fill though. Gap to fill all the way up to $2. So let's see, where did it hit? 108, that pre-market high. So it's got to break that pre-market high at 108. If it could break that pre-market high at 108, then it might try to fill that gap. But I mean, it has already moved. What have we moved? 25 cents so far. Like I would have wanted to get this back here at this U-shaped break. It is interesting. It's about to break through 108. Yeah, there it goes, breaking through 108. Yeah, it does have very good volume. That's what I'm saying. And this gap to fill is very interesting. This gap, I like this gap. I just don't want to get in at the current price it's at. Check DAL, but I'm going to keep an eye on it for a few minutes. A possible play there. DAL, you got a downtrend. Until this downtrend breaks over, it's going to keep selling off. You can see right here on the 1 minute, it hit the downtrend. Big red candle. So most likely this is going to sell off some more. If it could hold up 12, 28, 35, it does have a bit of a triangle there forming. So you got to wait for the triangle break or something like that, but not bad. I mean, it's a nice triangle. But I'm more interested in NMTR here. Running in a 110 resistance. The 9 is all the way back down at $1. So I kind of want to see this pull back down to $1 and then maybe look for a bounce off of $1 for it to start moving back up to try to fill the gap. In the 1 minute it's kind of getting hung up at this 110 area at the moment. I don't know, unless 108 starts holding that support. If pre-market high starts holding that support, could be a possible entry there. But it's kind of looking like if it doesn't hold 108, I think it's coming back down to $1. I think it's going to drop back down to this 9. Still trying to hold here. Got a lot of buyers on the bid at 107, but they're starting to get taken out. Yeah, it looks like it's going to come back down to $1. Maybe. I don't know. This candle still got 2 minutes. This 5-minute candle still got 2 minutes to close. So if it closes over 108, it'll probably keep moving up. If it doesn't, and then it'll come back down to $1. AESE though is making a big U shape up to $2 though. Like I said, it's got a lot of resistance ahead of it though. And MTR still holding that 108 at pre-market high. No, it's not. torn between NMTR and AESE right now. Yeah, NMTR coming back down. Both these guys are coming back down right now. Yeah, you got that double top there. I mean, if the 9 can hold up $1, I mean, this is the first time it's ever been over $1, so usually it will try to hold $1 support. So that may be a possible entry, but it could also just come back down. And AESE is starting to come down too right now. Coming down to this 9. Trend lines down at 175. Yeah, NMTR bouncing off of that 9. Buy Apple above 467. Let me look at this. Look at Apple. Your stop loss is 463. That's a really low stop loss. I mean, that's a $3 stop loss. That's too much. That's not a tight stop loss at all. But I mean, you're buying Apple right at the high of the year. Like where your entry is at 467 is right at the high of the year. Which it could make a new high. But I just feel like your stop loss is way too low. I mean, you got the 9 EMA, so like your stop loss should be somewhere like closer to here. And you got support right along the bottoms of these candles and stuff. Because if Apple doesn't keep climbing and it sells off, then it's just going to keep selling all the way back down to your stop loss. So an MTR trying to crack $1 now, testing $1. So may have to consolidate and curl around. If it can try to hold $1 and kind of consolidate sideways with a curl up, there could be something there later, but nothing there at this moment. BDR still halted. And Watt just sold off. How's the SPY look today? What does it look like? Oh, SPY had a big dip right there. It's probably why AES and MTR slowly had a sell off. I don't know. I may call it a day, guys. So right now, there's not... MTR cracked $1 there. Cracking below this 9, so it may not even hold $1. It may sell off some more. And ASE is still looking okay, but like I said, you have all this resistance ahead. Even if you do break 2, could be running into ceiling after ceiling. Kind of a quiet late morning. MTR back over $1. Stop it, Daniel. Nobody's trading that trash. AYTU is garbage. AYTU is like CHEK. Trash. So an MTR over that little downtrend sell off. Still trying to hold $1. And MTR also has no indicator resistance or anything above it. What's the MTR's PR? No PR on MTR though. Hmm. Yeah, but that's a very big stop loss. I mean, that's a $3 stop loss. I don't understand. What do you mean the target is at the end of the day? Like what? Like I have no idea what Apple's price is going to be at the end of the day, and I don't think anybody anywhere knows what Apple's price is going to be at the end of the day. Are you talking about the end of the day yesterday? Even at the end of the day yesterday, it was below 463. I mean, I don't even understand what you're saying. I've never heard of an end of the day stop loss. So AESE looks like it's probably done. NMTR still trying to kind of hold a dollar, but still below this 9, so probably nothing there. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to try to make another trade. I think I'm just going to call it a day. So made a little profit today off of BDR, a little pre-market trade, which ended up ripping like crazy after pre-market. But hey, good job to anybody who got that. At least here's the good thing. At least Thinkorswim worked today. So very nice, Thinkorswim getting their selves together and finally pulling it together after 2 days. We'll see if they can keep it going. But yeah, I'm not seeing any other setups at the moment. AESE, if it could have kept going to 2, then there could have been a possibility. And MTR, if it could hold up a dollar, but right here at this moment, there's just nothing there yet. See how CLSK looks. CLSK possible. Big old triangle on CLSK. I don't have that much funds left to try to trade this to make any money off of it, so but there is a big triangle on it. I mean, yeah, technically Apple could. I don't think it is going to move that far today. I mean, that would be another $30 or 20 something dollars for it to move that high. But if it is going to keep moving that way, still, that doesn't. Why would you have your stop loss way down here? If you got in way up here at 467, what's the point of your stop loss being way down here? Because if it drops all the way back down to your stop loss, it's not going to get to 490 or whatever today. It would have to keep on slowly climbing up this 9 all the way up to that 490 area. So, I mean, you don't want your stop loss that far from your entry. That's the whole point of a stop loss, is to keep your losses small so you don't lose very much money when you do take a loss. Like that's just way too low of a stop loss. There's no reason why I can think to justify having your stop loss $3 or $4 below your entry. I mean, even if it does run the 490, I mean, you still, I don't know. Not exactly sure. Where you got that strategy for a stop loss at. MTR popping back up a little bit, back above $1. Trying to break it back above this, what do you call it, this 9 here. That's another, I mean, that's another good point. One Life, why even day trade Apple? Apple's an expensive stock. I mean, still, I never have heard anybody talking about the strategy you're using on Apple. So I really don't know. In my opinion, your strategy does not, it doesn't, I mean, if that's what you're doing is, I mean, I don't know why you bought at 467 really. And like I said, I don't know why you'd have it at 463. And like One Life said, I'm not sure why you're day trading Apple. I mean, there's people who do, but it's going to be really hard to make any money on it. I'm just not familiar with what you're trying to do. So I really don't know what to tell you to do or try to give you advice on what to do with it. Because you're way out of my realm of trading. Like One Life said, I would never trade Apple in the first place. I'd never day trade it. I'd also would never invest in it long term, but that's another story. That's just because I don't like Apple products. But yeah, I'm not sure what you're trying to do. This is not nothing. This is not anything that I do or talk about doing in any of my trades. So you're a little out of my realm. What you're trying to do with that? Because to me, it doesn't make sense to have a stop loss that low, that far below your entry. It doesn't make sense to really day trade Apple if you don't have millions of dollars to day trade Apple with. So I don't know. I mean, the highest price stock on my watch list is CLSK, and that's $12. So that's that's kind of where I'm at. Look at ASE popping back up here again. A little possible cup and handle. Maybe. It's an ugly cup and handle. I just don't like all this resistance above ASE, but it's starting to pop. Gonna run right into that $2. volume on this candle. I think if I do go on this, I'm only going to go 50. I'm going. See if it can break through 2. A lot of sellers at 2, just like I expected. See if it can break it. It's going to need a lot of volume to break that wall. May have a pullback now because it couldn't break through. Let's get top of these candles. 194. Let's see 194 hold up on this. Breaking through 2. Let's see if volume keeps coming in and this starts really ripping or not. Still being held up by 2. And I don't know if it's going to break. It's really struggling with 2. Broke over for a second, but it didn't. A little selling off on that candle. See 194 hold up. Nine's at 185. See if this can hold up over 190 and try to break through 2 again. So we got 20 seconds for this candle to close. Needs to get back up to 2 here in the next couple of minutes and try to test again. It needs to start testing 2. It doesn't need to be testing down here where the 9 EMA is at. It's back testing the 9 now. It's not what I want to see. It's downtrend. So it needs to get back over 193. If it can try to go through 2 again and break through 2, I think it's going to move. It's got to break through that 2. Let's see, we need a strong volume push to get through here. It's having a hard time. There it goes. Now we need to get over the top of this candle at 202. Yeah, still getting held up. It's fine. You say that. The stock plays have been sketchy lately, so now we're starting to see bids stack onto. That's better. And they're getting taken out, but at least buyers are trying to hold up $2. One Life is calling for it to take off. We'll see. I'm still concerned about all this resistance, all this indicator resistance in this pre-market high ahead of it. That's my concern, is even if it does break 2, we're going to be running into other resistance. All right, Epic. Have a good one, buddy. We'll see you tomorrow. DB. Your sarcasm is fantastic. So we just hit 205. Which had some sellers at. 207 is where the 50-day is. And then 225 is where the 100-day is. This candle needs to close over $2. This candle doesn't close over $2. A lot of selling pressure. Got a minute and a half for this to try to get back over 2. 30 seconds on this candle. Closed right below $2. Is it? Oh, I'm just. All right. You keep saying it's fine, One Life, but it's really struggling with this $2 area. It's gonna break. It needs to break soon here. This is it's acting like uh, what was earlier was not like just taking its time and not really doing anything, not really breaking out or anything here. Need another big candle like this, another big push candle to get through this resistance. Coming back down to the 9. I don't know. I don't know, guys. It's not looking good. It should have broke up out of this on this candle, and the fact that it's starting to curl down like this. If it doesn't hold up this 9 EMA, I'm gonna probably get out. I don't think I want to hold this. If it can't hold up this 9. Although it's kind of the same thing here where it was building up, and then it curled down, and then it got a quick pop right after that. So maybe that's what it's trying to do. Sure. What's your serious question, Darkness? I feel like the way you even ask to ask that question, I feel like this is going to be a troll. So I'm just calling you out beforehand if it is a troll. So go ahead and ask your question. If it's actually a really serious question, I'll answer it. If it's a troll question, I'll probably get a good chuckle. So either way, I'm happy to take the question. Nice one, Life. This must be a long question. Taking you a while to type it out there. Now let's see if it pushes back up to 2 off of the 9 here. If it doesn't push back, nine is the bottom. Got a little new buy-in coming in here. See if we can get back over 2. Both of these stocks today are driving me nuts with how slow they're taking to do anything. Oh, why is my my thumbnail of me sleeping? I don't know. Normally the live stream's a little more exciting, but today that photo is the perfect picture for this because this is the second stock I've been in forever, waiting for the breakout, and then falling asleep waiting. But no, the real answer to that question is because I was trying to do a new thumbnail for the channel for the live streams, and I had that picture from earlier thumbnail, just the picture of me with my head down like that. And I thought, well, if I put this in the live stream picture, maybe people will be curious to why I look sad or sleepy, and they'll want to click. So it was just an idea for some clickbait, but it's not worked out as well as I would hope. So eventually, here soon, in the next day or two, I'm going to actually change that thumbnail, or at least the picture of me on that thumbnail, to something a little more inviting. It was just a thumbnail experiment. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to break out or not. This is really struggling. One Life, how you feel about it? You're the one who's said it's fine multiple times. To me, I don't know. To me, it's not. It doesn't feel real fine. So much selling pressure, and then like once we do get through 2, it's gonna have all this other resistance. It needs to break through here soon. Got a little downtrend starting on the top of this candle. So it needs to get back over that $2 area. Got any big tech stocks like AMD and Intel, or are you talking about even bigger tech stocks like Apple or any of that? Like what specifically are you talking about? But I'll answer your question either way. I don't day trade any stocks over $15 basically. Well, sometimes I trade in the 20 range, but I pretty much stay $20 and under. Now I invest long term in the some of the big tech, AMD, Intel. Here we go, starting to pop up a little bit here. Finally. So we're running right back into that same 202 area. So we need some more buying volume to push this over these stupid little areas it's getting held up at. 203 area. Now you say it's fine after it pops back over to it. It was looking sketchy there for a minute. It's looking okay now. If you can just get through this area. Here we go. Starting to break out a little bit here. Here we go. Finally. Finally starting to break out. So all the way up to 208 so far. Through 208. See if we can get back up. See if we can test pre-market high. If we can get up to 217. May lock a little bit in there. Alright, so it looks like we may be sitting here for another 30 minutes waiting for it to get to pre-market high. If it doesn't start pushing up anymore. If it does the same it did this last little bit. See, I think 208 is where the 50-day is at. Yeah, 208, 209 is right where that 50-day moving average is at. So that's what held it up. And this is what I was talking about. Even if it did break 2, it's going to keep running into other ceilings of resistance. So we want to see it break 209 pretty quickly. We don't want it to get held up here for very long. It'll be okay. I mean, it's fine. I just don't want it to take forever again. Like, that was literally like 30 minutes for it to move 10 cents. This is not even that high of a float stock. Here we go. Now we're starting to do something. Here we go. All right, this is taking. It's just gonna take forever, I guess. Where are we getting hung up at? 213? Why are we getting hung up at 213? It's a strange place for it to get hung up at. 222. Huh. I don't know. I don't know why it's getting hung up at 213 for. Pulling back below that 50 though. No, I don't know what the average true range is. I've never even heard of that. Are you talking about the trading range of the day? Are you talking about like where's the that almost sounds like what the VWAP kind of might be as well, but like the trading range, the average true range sounds like the average of where it's trading at in the range of the open and close, so, or the low and the high. I don't really know. No, I don't know. I've never heard of the average true range. I'm glad you know, DB, and you've never mentioned it. I mean, if you wanna explain what it is. You use it for stop losses? Interesting. Measures the intraday volatility. It kind of sounds like the VWAP to me. So I guess it's averaging. What is it averaging to come up with that estimate or whatever with those numbers? Interesting. Huh. I don't. To me, it sounds like it's overcomplicated. I mean, if you're using it for stop losses, your entry should be near support or resistant breaks of where support is at. So your stop loss, I mean, you don't want a long stop loss or anything. So 5-10 cent stop loss. Interesting. See if we make a new pre-market high here. Yeah, or not a new pre-market high, but break pre-market, and then we just hit a new high. has an ATR of 10 cents. So it tells you to put your stop loss 5 or 10 cents below the entry, which is what I said without even knowing what the ATR is. So, I mean, I don't if it works for you guys, hey, use it. There's nothing wrong with using something that works for you. But I don't like to overcomplicate things, and to me it just sounds like an overcomplication of entries and exits and where to put stop losses at. Like, I don't like overcomplicating things. I agree with that. My stop losses get hit all the time sometimes, but that's why I like to market more than I do use an actual stop loss. I like to use a mental stop loss most of the time. So that way I don't get ate up by the market makers. But I mean, if it works for you, use it. There's nothing wrong with that. Every trader is different. See, where's this 100-day at? 225. So let's see if it can break through 225. We're a little bit off the 9. Oh, we just broke over 225. Very nice. Let's see, actually, where's it at? 226. Okay. So pre-market has at 217. Um, Still getting hung up at that 225. There we go. Starting to get through that. Here we go. New high again. 230. Volume looking pretty decent. We're going to get hit at 230 here. Ooh, having a bit of a sell-off back down to 225, but buying volume still looking pretty strong. And we're still getting hung up at that 100-day though. Let's see, we got 30 seconds on this candle. Let's see if it's going to keep ripping or if it's going to start consolidating again. Looks like we might keep ripping here. Very nice. Still pushing up for new highs here. 233. This candle's fixing to close over 230. Let's see what happens here. And I'll probably lock out if 225 doesn't hold up. Ooh, big seller at 228 though. See if he gets taken out or not. I'll lock out a little bit. Lock out a little bit here at this 220 area. Let's see, let's lock out. Well, let's see here. Is this going to keep running? Lock another 10 out right here too. So I got 30 left, and then I'm going to try to hold this 30. Oh no, it didn't break out at 223. Actually, so I'm going to sell another 10 in this area. There, so I got 20 left. Yeah, it's looking like it's may try to find some support here at 225. I'm gonna hold this. I'm gonna try to hold this last 20 and see if this is gonna try to keep running. I mean, you're gonna definitely have a little bit of a sell-off after it finally breaking 2 and running 30 cents, but if it can hold up that 225 area, 226, then it might try to keep moving. If it can curl around right here, 225 is starting to drop off a little bit though. There it goes. There it goes, bouncing off 220 or 225. Bam, here we go. See if it breaks over 233 here. Nope, still sellers lining up at 233, so this is going to might take a minute of some consolidation. A minute and a half. Yeah, I think this is going to keep breaking. Yeah, here it goes. Now it's breaking. So very nice so far on AESE. Took forever for it to break $2, but finally breaking $2 and actually making a move worth talking about. Let's see, how much further can this go? 247 and 246 at the top of that candle. 250, where is he? 250. 250 is gonna be real tough. 223. I think if it gets up to 250, I'm probably gonna lock the rest of this out. Unless it looks like it's gonna break or something, but I think we may get a push here in a second up to 250, and then it'll probably stall out right at 250. Oh, nope. 240. Whoever said 240 may be right. I didn't see this right here, but there's a little bit. 240 might be where it stalls out at. It's a little pivot point. Right here is at 240. see here. What do we look like at 240? Definitely some selling there at 240. Candles are getting a little smaller on the 1 minute. Oh, no, we're going to break through. I think we're going to break through here. Yeah, we're breaking through, so 250 is probably where it's going to be at. Once it gets held up, but it did break through 240. Very nice, very nice. Nice run on this so far. Yeah, it touched 250 a lot. That's what I'm saying. 250 is definitely going to be tough. 240 was a pivot point, but as much volume as it's had, I didn't think that was going to be that big a deal, although it might. Now we're starting to doji out a little bit. Got the 244. You can do it. Come on. We are a little ways off. Yeah, I'm going to take it. Because it's getting hung up right there at 240. So I'm going to take it. There we go. A little profit on that. Not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah, it's struggling. That's why I took it there. Looking at the 1 minute, you're getting upper shadows. It's curling over right here at that 240. So it may have to pull back, and it is a little ways off the 9. The 9's all the way back down at 220, so a little ways off of that. Yeah, you can see it's pulling back now, that little curl there. So nice, not too bad. So two for 3 today. Not a bad day. Not a bad day at all. So we got 17 there, 27 there, so that's 44, and then a little loss on Watt for $2. So about $42 today. 2 for 3 trades. Not a bad day. I will take it. What happened to BDR? BDR. Oh no, it's still halted. Wow. Boy, people who are in that halt this long are probably sad. Look at that. CLSK up to 3. Or 13.18. It almost touching the high a day there, getting close to it. So all right, guys, I'm done for the day. I'm going to call it a day. Good job, everybody who made some money today on BDR and AESE. There wasn't a whole lot of places to make money today, but there's a few, so yeah, you can see it curling pretty hard there. That's a good sign that resistance is going to hold up when you see that little curl. So yeah, good job, everybody. We will be back tomorrow. Guys, have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there. Until next time.